Curses. So, I hit an interesting snag yesterday. I wanted to run Wireshark so I can do some packet sniffing on my network. But ultimately, there was a snag, and that, long story short, is I need to set up some form of port mirroring to be able to actually do that instead of just seeing like whatever the broadcast traffic is. And while I do have maybe one available switch port or port on my switch, I don't really have the network interface cards to spare, or at least that I'm not willing to. So then I looked at the possibility of using vsphere, and it can't not be done with regular switches, the V switches, but it can be done with the V distributed switches. And I goofed around with it a little bit last night, and I figured it out more or less enough to get it up and running. And then I just deleted it and went back to where I was so I could stream and stuff. And then I figured I'd just do a recording while I tried to do this. So first off, I made a topology map of my network here, just utilizing Visio and just a rough. This is not accurate of every machine necessarily, but close enough. So we have like my regular computers and my phone and how they interact. So there's a physical managed switch, there's a physical unmanaged switch, cable modem access point. So that's all physical hardware layer. And then same with these two. These are the two servers. And then I had to do some sort of diagramming in order to represent that I have 4 ports on each of those. So I kind of split it out like this. And then within this, there's the V switches, which is where we're going to be working with today, which is the hypervisors, virtualized switches. And everything after that is the virtual machines themselves. And you can see there's a lot of things running in a lot of different directions, and I'm really glad I made this because it made it a lot easier to reference, easily track down and change stuff around. I ultimately need to get rid of these or replace these V switches. And I thought it might be an interesting idea to even take one step further with another idea I had. And that was the way they do offer load balancing type options on their switches to begin with. And that is, first off, this is the modem. The modem currently comes into the 4th final network interface slot on the main server. And then the remaining 3 all go into switches. And I might even put this one in here. It doesn't really matter. They all end up in the same place anyways. While we're doing a dynamic switch, one's going to be dedicated for the WAN, for the cable modem, of course. Then the other 3, try and combine them and apply load balancing. And if I can do that and prioritize pfSense somehow, then it should be possible to hopefully get the performance I want. And if not, I can always pull out one network interface card out and give it to pfSense and just move on. And then it'll be 2 networks, 2 interfaces that would get shared instead of 3. Okay, so this is going to be pain. So there's 2 different places that you need to edit stuff for the vSphere designated switch. I don't know why my brain is kind of unregistering words. And it took me forever to get it figured out to some extent. And then I remembered how to do one thing and so on. And it was a mess. So first off, let's do this. I'm going to fire this guy up real quick. And I'm not going to do the whole thing right now. I'm just going to work with the one server and then go from there. But for now, I just want to do one server. So under configurations in the C# client, gives a nice little topology visualization. 0, 3, 2, and 1. So I can see where they're going, which switch is what, if I need to reference that. That's why I'm pulling that up. So here we have to find the first of two different segments. And the trickier one that messed me up is when you go to the host, and then you click on, I believe, networks. Then you go to distributed switches. You'll see it does not have much of anything. And even the ones that you have, it's like, well, you can't do anything with it. It just, if I go to the data center here, I believe you can. And this is where you can add the uplinks and all that stuff. So the distributed switch kind of functions on a layer above the hosts individually. Whether that's a good thing or not, I don't know, but it's probably a good thing. It's enterprise stuff, right? Yeah. So here's the normal networks, and it's listing all of the networks that I have across both my servers here, because they're all part of this Necropolis data center. And when we click on distributed switches here, we can make a new distributed switch. And this is the magic, first part of the magic. So we will call this VD switch, which stands for venereal disease switch. So for you guys that are sick of, say, the herpes, you can unplug your unit and plug it into another hole, and then you can, boom, have gonorrhea or something. So select the version. I'm going to do the latest version, of course. Packet loss detected. Oh, nice. My ISP's going to shit. I'm so glad this is going to be perfect in time for my testing. Ugh. Packet loss detected. Packet loss detected. And under editing the settings, the number of uplinks. I don't exactly know how to approach this yet. Packet loss detected. Something weird going on with that. I'm going to specify 3 uplink options, or 3 uplinks. Network input output control. I guess I'll leave that enabled for now. I may need to be able to, I assume, prioritize the routers and such. Suggested next action. New distributed port group. Add and manage hosts. It created this VD switch. It's the switch. And then there's a distributed port group. And then there's the uplink. This is what integrates physically with the network cards. The distributed port group is the other side. So that's kind of like where your VMs are connecting, so to speak. And then the switch is the whole thing. That much I kind of got the concept of. So we've got the option. Create a new distributed port group. Manage policy. The existing vSwitch. We'll give it 4 uplinks. So that's all 4 ports on the computer. Or on the server, sorry. Then we'll go into uplink ports and go ahead and make the connections, so to speak. Alright, so we'll just say everything's allowed. Where's the option for doing the connection? So there might have been a third area that I don't remember about. When we click on here to go home, and then you click networking under inventories, it takes us to this 4th tab on my screen here, and you can see we have this guy. There's our switch that we made. There's all the different options and stuff. But right now there's no virtual machines, and the uplinks have no adapters, and I don't remember how to Let's do this one and see what happens. Add hosts. I have to add perhaps both of these computers. Let's just add both of these. So I'm going to remove this one for now. Okay, now it's getting somewhere. Migrate virtual machine networking. We'll do that as well. Next. And we are going to start with this guy. So for the first uplink, we assigned it the first network interface card. So we'll just add this one for the moment and then see how that works out. Okay. I don't exactly know what that is, but just see what happens. I don't management network. Don't know anything about that. And now we have to assign virtual machines or the network adapters to a destination. Couldn't I do it by switch or something? That would have been nice. So I think I need to do it this. Man, I have to do these one by one? Seriously? Okay, so I selected and one by one did every one of them. It doesn't give me an option to not migrate secondary adapters, so I'm going to have to manually probably edit pfSense's, both of those, and the administration. So let's see what happens. It's adding one host, one physical network adapter. Maybe I should just add all of them at once. That might be potentially easier. Yeah, until I know. Let's see what happens. Yeah. Nothing blew up. Okay, now my internet is down. Ping. So we should not have internet for the time being, but I am still connected here, it looks like. Like the administration still works. That's a good sign. So, pfSense, edit. Okay, so see how the network adapter is assigned to a port group. That's how you tell it to go in to that switch. Not sure what's about the IDs exactly, but so for the moment we'll toss pfSense right back into the LAN that we gave it. And that should give me internet again. This is the WAN interface. Actually, no. We have to do this backwards. I believe in my case, WAN needed to be the first adapter and the LAN being the second. I'm pretty sure. We've got pings. Well, for starters, let's go ahead and figure out how to get those other two network adapters in here into ports 2 and 3 on the uplink. That'll allow me to move the rest of the servers in. So we shall stumble around with our heads cut off. I think I need to do it through here again. Kind of like what we did before, which was this option. Add hosts to this distributed switch and migrate physical or virtual network adapters. Manage, maybe? This is the attached host. So let's take both of these this time. Go there, and you will go there. So we're going to not mess with the WAN. At least not yet. No impact, whatever. I think we just have to get the last bits, and that was what it told me a moment ago. Switches 4 and 2 should be the only ones I need to make a change to. And otherwise it won't mess with anything else, which is good. We're just migrating the network cards and that's it.